Jami, how did you share it last time?
I use the share screen at the very bottom. You see that right next to the link screen, there's a share screen. I just clicked on
but I
that.
don't know why I'm not able to share it.
You need to open your
Presentation is opened. Yes.
Yeah, you see your entire screen, then you see application window. Click on application window.
I see the entire screen. Yes.
Then right next to it, there's an application window.
There is mute, stop camera, mic, share screen.
No. You click on share screen.
Okay.
What do you see?
I see screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors, blah, blah, blah.
No.
Share
You
screen.
click on
Wait.
have a pop-up.
Okay.
Did you? Is something popping up for you?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. In that, you see your entire screen. There are three tabs there. Your entire screen and application window, right?
Yeah. Application window. Okay.
You will see your presentation.
Okay. I can't see.
You have to open your presentation first.
Okay. Okay, I can't see my presentation. My entire I see your entire screen. Then
right
I see application.
Click on the application window.
I clicked it. It's high. It's become blue.
Huh?
Become blue.
Just share your. Did you share it on Google Drive with me?
I'm sharing. It's a big file. It's taking a long time.
Okay.
You have done it in WeTransfer.
It's really big.
It doesn't matter.
MB? How many MB?
It's probably like 100 MB.
It's about 70 MB.
Oh, Drive will take it, no problem. Immediately.
No, it has to upload to the drive, so that will take time.
No problem. I think we are live and we have several doctors with us. So good evening all. Meanwhile, we are just trying to start the presentation. We have Dr. Narasimham Jammi, Dr. Anita and Mr. Madhusudan with us today. Again, we are very much thankful to Jammi Pharmaceutical, and I want to convey this to all of you who are listening to us right now. Be with us because it will be a very interesting session. The company, one of the oldest Ayurveda company of our country, with one of the oldest proprietary medicine of liver diseases. Kindly note this. I was also not aware, but this is one of the oldest proprietary medicine as far as the liver disorders are concerned, and they are the key, I will say, people in terms of management of liver disease and liver health issues. And I think from last many years, more than 100 years, their forefathers and ancestors are managing, and now the next generation is taking care of. And very easily they are managing diseases like various diseases of liver, hepatitis, cirrhosis, and many other. Today we will be focusing on hepatitis, but we will be coming up with more sessions on various other liver diseases and issues in future as well. So I am thankful to all the entire team of Jammi Pharmaceuticals, and we are also thankful for all the doctors of joining us today. Let's have some introductory remarks from Dr. Narasimham Jammi, and then Dr. Anita Balachandar, the speaker of the day, will take over the session, and she will take through the presentation to all of us. And meanwhile, all of you can start posting your queries and questions. And if you want to connect with Jammi Pharmaceutical directly, do let us know. We will help you to connect with them. They are the pioneers as far as then we are able to get your presentation as well now.
You're getting now? Getting my presentation?
Yeah, we got it.
On your presentation.
Okay, good.
You can just click on your presentation now. It will be there.
Okay.
So,
yeah, okay. So I'll just give a very brief introduction before Dr. Anita can take over. See, this is something that's very, very important and very necessary to point out, that there used to be a disease called Indian childhood cirrhosis way back in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. And there used to be an entire chapter in the medical textbooks, allopathic medical textbooks, that was dedicated to this disease called Indian childhood cirrhosis. Now, my great-grandfather, Dr. Jammi Venkatramaniya Garu, he was single-handedly responsible in eradicating this disease from the Indian subcontinent, so much so that that disease does not even find a mention in contemporary medical textbooks. So that is the legacy of liver treatments that we have, be it fatty liver, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, steatohepatitis of any kind, hepatitis B, hepatitis C. As a matter of fact, Punjab has got an entire epidemic of hepatitis C problems, and we have helped so many people get over the hepatitis C issue in Punjab because there's a lot of drug use over there. Again, cirrhosis. There are a lot of patients who come to us, to our clinic, where they've been advised to undergo liver transplantation, 40 lakhs or 50 lakhs, but we don't, they come to us at the very end stage, and we've still helped them turn their lives around. So it is a matter of great honor. It is a matter of great prestige that we are able to treat a lot of people. We are able to, we're fortunate to help a lot of people live their lives fully. And what we as scientists do is we want to understand how liver cure complex 4 works at the molecular level. Now, in order to do that, we have collaborated with the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi, and Dr. Vivekanandan Perumal in particular, where he and us, our team, Dr. Anita Balachandran and I, have sat together and worked for several months in understanding how this disease works and how liver cure complex 4 works at the molecular level in preventing hepatitis B or curing hepatitis B. Without much ado, let me hand over this stage to Dr. Anita Balachandran.
Ma'am, you can also start the presentation. It's your screen which is displaying right now. You can just click on
Yeah.
your presentation.
Can you see the Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Jammi. Can you see the presentation?
No, actually it's your screen which is displayed. So you just click the presentation on your system so that it will be displayed. You just minimize this and start your presentation. So you'll be able to see that.
Oh, I have to minimize this and start my presentation, is it?
Yes.
Can you see it now?
No.
Oh, God.
You can just try again, maybe.
Actually, it's on screen share. Now?
Have you put it on the Google Drive?
Yeah. No, I haven't sent it. It isn't going on the Google Drive.
Actually, your screen is being displayed, but presentation is not there.
Okay. See, because it's on screen share, let me stop screen share and start again.
Yes,
Can I
you
do
can
that?
do. Yeah, you can try again. Right.
Okay.
You are unmute,
So
Dr. You can mute. You can unmute yourself. You are mute right now. You can unmute yourself if you want to speak.
Yeah, I'm unmuted only.
No, Dr. Narasimham.
Oh, Dr. Jammi. Okay. Share screen.
So when you share screen, and
Yeah.
you have a pop-up, right? You have a pop-up?
Yes. Yeah,
So in that pop-up, there are 3 tabs.
correct.
Click on the application window. You
Okay,
see an
now?
application window? Huh?
Now can you see?
No. So click on the application window.
Yeah.
Okay, there do you see your presentation?
Yes.
Click on that. Click on that in the bottom tab. You click share.
Yes, now it is coming.
Yeah. Now it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yes, just start this now.
Okay.
Yes.
Just click on the presentation.
Now you can go
Yeah.
ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Jammi and Dr. Piyush. I'm very sorry to keep you all waiting.
Click
Very good
on
evening
the
to all of you.
presentation, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Click on the presentation. It's an icon, right?
Open the presentation now. Open the presentation.
Full presentation. It's full presentation.
Yeah, click on the CFT mechanism of action presentation. Double click on it.
I've clicked on it.
Jammi Pharmaceuticals.
You have to click on the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Click on PowerPoint.
Okay. I've clicked on the
No.
PowerPoint. I
Double
see a
click on
full presentation.
Is it
I
open?
see a full
Open up.
presentation on my screen.
No, do one thing. I'm just removing again. Do one thing. Now again, do the screen share, and when your presentation is open, you have to click on that. You have clicked on the icon wala screen.
Okay, so let me just continue giving you a little bit more brief information about LiverCure while Dr. Anita works on that. So what happens is that LiverCure is actually a herbo-mineral preparation that is a patented product. We've been making it for the last 123 years, and this has got 19 ingredients, of which there are certain ingredients like Goksharaji Churna and other things that have several other individual ingredients. So much so that there are more than 30 different ingredients in LiverCure Complex 4, and this has worked wonders at various levels and various aspects of liver diseases. And this is what we have used to address and treat hepatitis B, hepatitis C, fatty liver, cirrhosis, and so on and so forth. So this is basically the flagship medicine of our company in the early 50s, 60s, 70s, and so much so that we made our name with a product called Jummy's LiverCure Complex 4. Are you able to open the presentation now?
No. I mean, my presentation is open. It's showing screen sharing also, but I don't know why I'm not able.
You can see a presentation, right?
Yeah.
And did you
Application
click
window.
in the application window? Can you see your presentation?
No,
Yeah, you
I
should be
can't
able to
see-
see the presentation.
I cannot see it on the application window.
I don't know why.
You can try to upload on Google Drive if possible.
So why don't you have you continued loading it on Google Drive?
Yeah, let me check.
So meanwhile, Dr. Nita is uploading on Google Drive. I want to ask Dr. Naseema one question, maybe to start with. There are so many situations as well as liver, medicines and liver products are concerned, and it's like every Ayurveda company have like they call their liver product as their flagship product. With due respect to all the brands and all the companies, one is yes, your legacy, your history, and from last so many years people are into this. Still, maybe you can clarify and you can let us know what are the various differentiating factors as far as liver products are concerned of several organizations. So I don't want you to comment on them, but about your product and your organization as far as the differentiating factor or what makes LiverCure different from other products available.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people, two things are very important. Many people want to export the products. Okay, so therefore, what they have necessarily done is they have shied away from using basmas. Now, there is a certain goodness to using basmas. We have to use basmas. It has become such a situation right now that the word basma has become a bad word. They don't understand that basma is nothing but nanoparticles, right? It's just a very controlled oxidation of any particle. You can make a basma out of anything. You can make a basma out of paper. You can make a basma out of leaves. You can make a basma out of zinc. So anything and everything, right? So we use minerals. It is mandatory to use minerals in order to get the desired efficacy. So we use Jasada Basma or Yashada Basma. We use Tankana Basma. We use Hutasini Rasa. So all of these are used in the required quantities, and that is why we are able to have the kind of efficacy that we do. We are not here to satisfy the Western audience. We are here to cure patients. Okay, so when we are doing that, when that has been the goal of our company for the last 123 years, we do not take shortcuts. So when the formula and the formulation says that you have to add Yashada Basma, then there are no two ways about it, because we know Yashada, since we make our own basmas, since we have a controlled process in which the Yashada Basma is manufactured, we have great confidence in the way in which it's been manufactured, and we understand how to use it. We understand how to use it in what quantities. Therefore, in order to answer Dr. Piyush's question, This is the reason why our products are
Okay, fine.
I hope
So yes, you are
Can I
absolutely
add,
right.
can I
Yes.
add one more word?
Yes, yes, please.
The thing is that, as in the first presentation we made, all our Basmas are made in-house only, and they are all nanoparticles. They're all nanoparticles, thereby the absorption and utilization is quite high of all our Basmas, minus the side effects.
Ma'am, for a minute, for a second, in fact, your presentation got displayed.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay. Oh, that.
can you try again?
Oh.
It was there,
Yeah.
but again your screen was being displayed. It was there for a second.
Okay.
You can try again.
So can you see anything now?
Not yet.
Dr. Anita, can you mute yourself? I'm calling you so that I can walk you through that process.
She is muted. So meanwhile, Dr. Anita will try to connect. We have Mr. Madhusudan with us, and Mr. Madhusudan, there is one question. In fact, we did this last session also, and we
Yes.
got certain queries from certain doctors. So as far as Jammi Pharmaceutical is concerned, how you are like thinking, and what is the vision in terms of connecting with doctors? How they will be starting if they want. You people have really good products. I vouch on your products personally. I never in fact I have never seen good quality products like this. So just a second. It was there, Dr. Narsimham, it was their presentation, just madam clicked, so you can try again with her. So meanwhile, Mr. Madhusudan, what is your vision and what is your like maybe process or आपका model क्या है? Like we have so many doctors right now listening, so maybe you can just clarify to all of them across India. So what exactly Jammi Pharmaceutical thinks in terms of connecting with doctors? So meanwhile, we have the presentation also now, right?
Presentation aa gaya. I'll take up this question.
Sure. We will have after some time. Doctor,
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
presentation now, so
Yes,
you can
yes,
start,
sure.
please. You can unmute yourself and you can start.
Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please
And
start.
go to slideshow mode and then start.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can. So please put it on the slideshow mode.
We are able
Okay,
to
I'm
see
so
slideshow.
Just press
Bottom.
F5.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead like this itself. This should be good enough.
Okay. Okay. Can you see? I can't see my presentation now.
Yeah, neither can we right now.
Okay, I'm really sorry. I think something is really.
Why can't you try Google Drive, by the way, so that Dr. Narsimham can start from her end?
Yeah. Okay. Let me just start.
Can you have you shared it on Google Drive? Please do that. In the meanwhile, you can.
I've done it. I've actually shared it on Google Drive. It's going.
Okay.
It's still loading because, like I said, it's a big presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's there
It has
now.
come. It is there now.
Okay.
Just use this and go ahead.
Okay. So what can you see? You can see the full presentation, is it?
I can see the first slide.
Okay.
You can just click on the next slide.
Yeah, it's not
And you
moving. Oh. I don't know. This just.
The second slide, this one.
Yeah, okay. Can you see the slide now? I think I can move it here.
Now it has come. It is better. You can.
But what I suggest is, meanwhile, it will be uploading on Google Drive, so you can start with
Yeah.
your.
Okay. Yeah.
Talk.
Okay.
As
So,
you-
yeah, I'm very sorry to keep you all waiting, and I'm really sorry about this technical glitch that I've had. So we're going to talk about liver cure complex 4 and how it actually works on hepatitis B virus. And we're going to give you a molecular approach to understanding Ayurveda. Now, Jammi's liver cure complex 4, which we very fondly call as CFT, has been in use since 1890s. It was initially used in the treatment of fatty liver or sluggish liver, as well as cirrhosis of the liver. The last few years, almost a decade, we've noticed that it has prevented the replication and infectivity of hepatitis B and C virus in several patients. We've had patients who've come to us with liver cirrhosis due to hepatitis B infection. We treat them with CFT or the liver cure complex 4, and we find drastic improvement in their liver parameters. Along with this improvement, we've also seen that the hepatitis B virus or the C virus viral load has also reduced in these patients. So we began to wonder how something like that could happen. We thought there is something about liver cure, something that the liver cure complex 4 does to reduce the viral load, and we decided to do a very detailed scientific study to understand how and why liver cure complex 4 helps getting rid of hepatitis B and C virus. The first set of studies we did was on hepatitis B virus because we could not get the hepatitis C model for studies. So the formulation, the liver cure complex 4 formulation itself contains, it contains more than 30 individual ingredients, and these contains parts of several plants. It contains herbominerals. It has churnas, which are made of many plant parts. Then it has basmas and it has rasayanas. And the physiochemical characterization of the alcoholic and the aqueous extracts of the liver cure complex 4 reveal the presence of terpenoids, flavonoids, steroids, and alkaloids. One of the first studies that we did was to understand the antioxidant activity of liver cure complex 4. Now, any plant which is rich in antioxidants or any source that is rich in antioxidant activity is known to help in liver function. So we studied the antioxidant activity of liver cure complex 4. So we did both the DPPH radical scavenging assay and the ABTS scavenging assay. So we found that the IC50 in a DPPH radical scavenging assay was 2.6 mg. And the IC50 in ABTS was 6 mg. Now, the difference between these two is DPPH is actually the methanolic extract and methanolic medium, and the ABTS is the water aqueous medium. So the next set of studies that we did was to look at the liver protective action of CFT in rat models. So for this, we used Wistar rats. We used both male and female rats. And we had 4 groups in this study. The first group was the control group, in which we did not give the rat anything. The second group, we just gave liver cure complex 4 alone to the rat. And this liver cure complex 4, we actually gave it 5 times the concentration that we would give the human patients. And the third group was the necrosis group, where we actually induced necrosis in the rats by treating it with carbon tetrachloride. And the last group was the rats were induced necrosis, and along with that, we also gave them liver cure complex 4. So in the last group, in fact, we gave them liver cure complex 4 at the same concentration that we would give human patients. Now, if you see the image, you will find that the control group was fine. And when we gave just liver cure complex 4 to the rats, nothing happened again. They were very good. And the CCL4 induced necrosis. And the final group, in which we gave CCL4 and liver cure, there was no damage to the liver. So this clearly actually showed the protective function of the liver. So the next study was, I just going back to the panel again. Can you see the slides?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I think there is some issue.
Is it loaded on the drive?
Yeah, it is. I just loaded and I've made it to Dr. Jami. So maybe once he receives the slides, he can probably.
You can try, and meanwhile there is one question, ma'am. So let's take some questions also meanwhile.
Sure.
So Dr. Shukla is asking that how long the medicines with bhasmas could be continued. Like as we have mentioned that there are bhasmas, and there is I think there is some confusion also, as Dr. Jammi also started this, that we should not in a long time duration should not use. So what is your experience and your organization having this? So how long we can use bhasmas?
When we talk about bhasmas, it's actually nothing but ash, so nanoparticles, and the bhasmas that we have in the Livercure Complex 4, you can use them for a long time. Any treatment for liver cirrhosis or hepatitis B, fatty liver is a long-term treatment. It's a minimum of 6 months to 2 years, and we've had patients who have been treated with Livercure Complex 4 for 3 years, 4 years, and they're perfectly normal. They don't show any kind of impact because of the bhasmas in them, because these bhasmas don't cause any damage. So we've had patients who had liver damage due to chemotherapy. So when they come to us, we give them Livercure Complex 4, and this has helped them recover their liver functions, and they continue to take the Livercure Complex 4 for several years. So Dr. Jami, did you get the slides?
Yeah, I've got it, but you have to give me access. You should have given me access. You haven't given me access. Let me see what I can do.
Okay. So I'll just continue. I don't know.
No, just go ahead, continue. Let me. I will figure this out. Just keep going.
Okay. Okay. So it would have been nice if I could have shown you the image of the antioxidant studies and the liver protective studies, but then anyways, should I just try one more time if I can share screen?
No, don't worry about it. You keep trying. You keep trying.
So there is one more question as far as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is concerned. We have seen healing in these kind of cases also?
Non-alcoholic fatty liver?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have seen non-alcoholic fatty liver, alcoholic fatty liver. We have absolutely seen the cure in those things. As a matter of fact, in non-alcoholic fatty liver, we've helped cure them in less than 6 months or so.
Particularly even NAFLD and NASH also, it has been very useful.
Yes.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Oh, great. Okay. So I'm just not going to disturb anything. I'm just going to go ahead.
Yeah,
okay, so this is the image. This is the image of the Vista rat studies. You can see in the first panel is a control animal. The second one, we just gave it Livercure Complex 4 alone. And the third panel is the necrotic rat. So you can see the necrosis of the liver. And the fourth one is when we gave Livercure Complex 4 along with CCL4, there was no damage to the liver. And one more assay we did was the MTT assay on HER7 cell lines. Now, why we did it on HER7 cell lines is because the experiment, or this experiment for showing the action of Livercure Complex 4 on viral cell hepatitis B virus was done on HER7 cell lines. So the first study was to show that Livercure Complex 4 did not cause any damage in HER7 cell lines. And we found that at 40 mg per ml, 80 mg per ml, and 160 mg per ml, MTT assays showed that there was no loss in proliferation, or the cells continue to grow and function exactly like the control cells. So then we move on to our experiment. Just before that, I want to show you what a hepatitis B virus looks like. Now, the first panel that you see here is the viral particle, and the red structure you see outside is actually the lipid envelope. And those round globules that you see is the part of the virus that binds to the receptors on the cells. This image that you see is actually the capsid with the DNA inside, and this whole capsid is actually inside the lipid particle. Now, once the virus goes into the hepatocyte, it actually it goes in as a capsid. The DNA gets released in the hepatocyte, and inside the hepatocyte, the DNA goes into the nucleus, where it transforms into a covalently closed circular DNA. So this covalently closed circular DNA transcribes pre-genomic DNA and pre-core RNA. So this is actually a little animation of the viral replication. I'm going to show you this now. So the hepatitis B virus is a HepaDNA virus. It has an outer lipid envelope which houses a protein capsid containing a relaxed circular DNA. And this DNA carries its own polymerase. So the virus enters the bloodstream, and in the liver, it binds to the specific receptors on the hepatocytes. The envelope or the lipid coat remains outside the cell, and the capsid enters the cytoplasm. Now, in the cytoplasm, the capsid gets left behind, and the DNA enters the nucleus. In the nucleus, it actually becomes the covalently closed circular DNA. Now, this covalently closed circular DNA serves as a template to form both pre-genomic RNA and pre-core RNA. Now, the pre-genomic RNA is packaged along with the reverse transcriptase and gets exported into the cytoplasm, where it forms a new envelope and forms a new viral capsid. Now, this viral capsid can now either get out of the cell and infect the neighboring cells, or the DNA can again go inside the nucleus, form the cccDNA to replenish the pool of cccDNA. The pre-core RNA, on the other hand, remains within the nucleus, and it makes the viral protein that causes infectivity, like the hepatitis E virus. So this is how actually the viral action happens. So what we did was we created a study in which we made a construct of the hepatitis B virus. The viral DNA was constructed, and this was done by a method that was developed by Gunther in 1985. Now, this viral construct that we made was transfected into HER7 cell lines. And these cells were allowed to grow for 12 hours. After 12 hours, we incubated these cells. And during this incubation, we added one set of cells, we added CFT, and the other, we did not add anything. So this was incubated for 72 hours. Now, after 72 hours, what we did was we took these cells and we studied the secretion of the proteins as well as the DNA replication in these cells. So the proteins that the cell secreted was quantified by ELISA method, and the DNA work was done by using real-time PCR. So now what we found was basically when it came to the protein, we quantified the hepatitis surface antigen of the virus and the hepatitis B E antigen of the virus. Now we found that in the cells which were not treated, a lot of surface antigen was formed, whereas in the cells that were treated, no surface antigen was formed. We got a similar set of results for the hepatitis E antigen also. So what that means is when you don't have hepatitis B antigen, it means that cells are not replicating. And when you don't have hepatitis E antigen, it means that the infectivity is also reduced. So the next set, what we did was we took out all the DNA from all the cells from the plate. We isolated the DNA. So there are, if you remember the method of infection, you'll realize that there are 3 types of DNAs involved. You have, actually 4. You have the closed circular DNA, which is the initial DNA of the cell. Then you have the CCC DNA, the covalently closed circular DNA. You have pre-core RNA and a pre-genomic RNA. Now, we checked the CCC DNA in the untreated cells and the treated cells, and we found the levels were same. So that meant that at the initial stage, liver cure complex 4 did not cause any impact on the levels of CCC DNA. So the next what we did was, by real-time PCR, we checked the levels of pre-core RNA and pre-genomic RNA. And we found that the pre-core RNA, when we treated the cells, reduced drastically in these cells, and so did the pre-genomic DNA. Both the pre-core RNA and pre-genomic DNA was almost non-existent. So that means actually the liver cure complex 4 prevented the transcription of the pre-core RNA and the pre-genomic RNA. So that meant that, once there is no pre-core RNA or pre-genomic RNA, further copies of the virus cannot be made. So this is called the transcription efficiency. Transcription efficiency was reduced, so was the replication fitness. So now let's see how I have another animation to show you how it works. So this is the experimental design. So basically, what you do is the liver cure complex 4 is given orally to the patient. In the stomach, it dissolves and enters the bloodstream. Now it goes into the bloodstream. The individual components of the herb, the proprietary medicine, enters the hepatocyte. Now in the hepatocyte, what we infer from our results is that in the hepatocytes, the liver cure complex 4 prevents the closed circular, relaxed circular DNA from forming. From forming the pre-core RNA and the pre-genomic RNA. So that means you don't have further molecules and further RNA or DNA in the system. Thereby, the viral load gets completely reduced. And it reaches a point where there are not, and a certain number of viral particles, the body by itself can, destroy and get rid of from the system. So to conclude, we have already proved that liver cure complex 4 exhibits strong antioxidant activity, and it shows hepatoprotective activity, as you can see from the studies done on Wistar rat. Now, liver cure complex 4 also inhibits hepatitis B surface antigen and a hepatitis B E antigen, which is normally secreted into the medium or here into the bloodstream. And it also inhibits the replication and infectivity of the hepatitis B virus. Liver cure complex 4 inhibits both the hepatitis B replication fitness and the transcription efficiency, which indicates that CFT eliminates viral persistence and viral replication activity. There is there's almost a 70% reduction in the pre-genomic and pre-core RNA in samples that were treated for 72 hours with CFT. So, this is because the ability of the transcriptional ability of the DNA to transcribe the covalently closed circular DNA. The ability of the covalently closed circular DNA to make pre-core RNA and pre-genomic RNA is significantly reduced, and therefore the virus gets reduced in the bloodstream, in the liver also. What exactly in this formulation would help was something that we are still working to understand. But a lot of literature has shown us that the terpenoids, alkaloids, and glycosides are all known to possess strong antiviral activity. And our liver cure complex 4 also has about 5% of Hutasini rasa, which is a known antiviral. And we believe that these components of the medicine, along with the antioxidant potential, could have contributed to the antiviral activity of Livercure Complex 4. I want to actually acknowledge Dr. Niranjali Devraj and Dr. Vivekanandan Perumal here. They were both helped us. I mean, we used their lab to carry out these studies. All the animal studies were carried out in the lab of Dr. Niranjali Devraj, and Dr. Vivekanandan Perumal from IIT Delhi helped us do the hepatitis B virus. In fact, he's probably the only only scientist in India who has the hepatitis B virus cell line. So thank you very much. We are now open to any questions that you might have.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Anita, and again, excellent session, and you people have done quite good work in terms of scientifically positioning Ayurveda. So thank you so much for this, and we will start now getting questions. I request all the doctors who are watching us, please post your queries and questions. We have some questions, and for connecting to Jammi Pharmaceutical and for getting liver cure in your clinics, you can let us know. Dr. Jammi, do we have the provision of providing some samples also to the doctors?
Yes,
If
we
they
can do
want?
that. They can get in touch with us, and we will make sure we ship it across to them.
Okay, fine. So, any doctor wants samples in their clinics and to start with the product, please let us know. Please mention your name, mobile number, or email ID, and city in the comment box. And as Dr. Shukla is saying, how we can get medicine. So you can just post your email ID or mobile number, Dr. Shukla. We will connect the company directly to you. And we also request maybe our panelist, anyone can post any email ID or contact number in the comment section so that people can directly be in touch with you. We will start getting some connects and we will be sharing. So we will be sharing all these details with that company directly. Meanwhile, you people can ask your questions. So there is one question from Dr. Vinod Chauhan. As far as pregnancy and lactating mothers are concerned, as many medicines we avoid. So what about this particular product? Can we give it to the pregnant ladies and lactating mothers as well? Any studies or any like data you have?
Yes, we can give it to people who are pregnant and are lactating. This has had absolutely no adverse effect. We have done this for several mothers over the last century as well, and this is absolutely safe and fine to have.
Fine, thank you so much for this. And one more question we have received on our like WhatsApp, as many people are watching on our website also. So one Dr. A.K. Sharma, he wants to ask that what will be the duration if we are talking about hepatitis B or hepatitis C? So what will be the total duration of the treatment?
Depending on the viral load. For example, so that's one of the tests that we asked them to do at the very beginning is get a viral load test done, and that's the RT-PCR test done. If it is a small viral load, then the treatment can range anywhere from 6 months to 1 year. If it is a large viral load, like the millions, then it can range anywhere from 2 to 3 years. So, but the cure is definite. It has happened to any number of patients who come to our clinic. They've always gone back cured of hepatitis B. The timing is entirely dependent on the individual viral load that they have, as well as their individual immune system and individual body's ability and strength. So it can last anywhere from 1 year to 3 years.
So as far as cure is if we can understand like cure, so means it will be like a negative report
Yes.
as far as there is no virus
Yes.
now in the body, that will be mentioned as cure.
Absolutely, that's exactly right. And this is not just with hepatitis B that we have seen. We've seen this even with hepatitis C, both of them. So unfortunately, we don't have an animals or a transfection cell model for hepatitis C in the country. There is not a single lab in the country that actually works on hepatitis C. So we're unable to do an experimental study and understand how at the mechanistic level it works in the hepatitis C. But I find it amazing that you have this versatile polyherbal combination that is able to attack both two different kinds of RNAs. One is a DNA virus and the other one is a RNA virus. Hepatitis B virus is a DNA virus. Hepatitis C virus is a RNA virus. And somehow this single particular molecule or combination of molecules is able to address both of these two different mechanisms. And that's something that we really want to understand, and we are trying to reach out to various scientists across the globe to understand whether we can collaborate with them.
Right. We have so many doctors now flooding with their queries, their numbers. I think all of them need to connect with you. You people have done a remarkable work. So we will share all these details with the company, and we will ask them to be in touch with all of you. Right.
I have about a
Yes,
couple
yes,
of points to make here. As Dr. Jammi was rightly pointing out, Livercure complex 4 composition, that combination has been being used for the past more than 100 years, and lakhs of patients have been cured, and particularly with pregnancy and lactation also. In pregnancy and lactation, we have been quite successful. There is no teratogenesis reported, and we have the practical data with us, which has been saved in our this thing in a back office in Chennai. And very fact that there is no teratogenesis reported over a period of so many decades itself proves that it is quite safe. This is in response to one of the questions raised by one of the doctors. I'll give you another live example now, which is currently happening for the past 1 year. I'll take just one. I have 10 examples which can be shared because of want of time. I'll just stick to a patient aged 57 years of age, a female. She was losing her weight. She was reporting lack of appetite, lack of energy, and she had gone around various multi-specialty hospitals like Fortis, and also a great teaching institute where the gastroenterology department is. It so happened that they even decided that she's a case of acute anemia, and they even went to the extent of getting a bone marrow test done. Eventually, that person's son ended up paying almost about 6 lakhs for this test only before coming to us. In fact, he happened to talk to me, and I said that the doctors are suggesting transplant of the liver. What am I supposed to do, sir? Then I told him, just don't take any hasty decision now. You have all the reports with you. I'll connect you to the chief physician of Jammi's clinic, Dr. Venkatramana, who is the father of Dr. Jammi here, and also chairman of the company. He will personally attend to your mother, and he will guide you. I'm cutting it out. She has been put on a battery of tests. I have the entire test, 47 pages of all reports. 47 pages of all reports from very big corporate hospitals like Fortis of Bangalore, so on and so forth. Eventually, they got an appointment with our chief physician. They came, before coming down, he asked me only for 2 tests. Get me only the latest report of CBC and the liver function test. That was mailed to him, and he asked, you come down on this day. They had to come all the way from Davangere. And they came down. They were accommodated in a place near to us. The patient was examined. The patient was given an assurance by the chief physician saying that there is no need for all these tests. There is no need for any transplant. Stop all these things. I will put her on a regimen of treatment. She will be perfectly all right. She was put on Livercure complex 4 tablets. She was put on Nutritol. She was given iodine tablets to increase her blood picture. And she was put on Redima tablets, which is our diuretic, herbal diuretic, to reduce the risk. And this patient currently post that, November 19, she came and had the treatment returned to her. She was supposed to come back for the review after 3 months because she is staying far off. But unfortunately, the entire system in the entire world collapsed. So also in India, she could not travel because of COVID-19. Despite that, she was in constant touch with our chief physician over WhatsApp video and also various contact programs. And she has continued her treatment. I'm talking about the safety part of it, which has Basma in it. And now she's already been continuing. She is now still continuing with it. And but the good thing is that she has improved her appetite. She has, her energy levels have gone up. Her blood picture has shown a great improvement. And above all, her weight has increased by 3 kilos in the last 7 months' time for the period she had. She is on the way to recovery, and the patients, this thing is compliance was good, and patients' feedback itself says that I am perfectly all right for another 100 years. That is the report we have currently happening. I can share the entire this thing to the doctors, the entire line of treatment given, and also the current CBC level and also the LFT parameters.
Okay. So there are a couple of questions that are relevant to what Mr. Madhusudan is talking about. One is, what is the cost factor for this for the patients if this has to be taken for 2 to 3 years? Now, that depends upon the various attending problems that are there along with the liver problem. For example, you could have edema, or you could have esophageal varices. Depending upon what it is, it can range anywhere from 500 rupees to 1,000 rupees a month. Okay, this is the minimum and the maximum. 500 is the minimum, 1,000 is the maximum per month. Okay, so you can do the math. So that's 12,000 rupees a year.
What is the cost of liver cure, sir? What is the cost of liver cure?
250 rupees per box, and it's got 90 tablets in it.
90 tablets means 1 month's treatment. 1 month's treatment.
No, depending upon the case.
What is the dose? Daily dose?
So it's 2 tablets 3 times a day, depending upon the intensity of the problem. If it is acute cirrhosis, if it is high levels of viral load, then 2 tablets 3 times a day. Otherwise, it's 2 tablets 2 times a day. It's entirely dependent on the individual patient.
So, for example, I want to just ask one thing. For example, there is a patient without any symptom, just the viral load is there, and otherwise the patient is pretty fine. So you want to say that this single product, if we are giving 2 tablets, BD or TDS, without any other medicine, will work and will decrease the viral load?
Absolutely. So he has to monitor the viral load once in 3 months, because it's too expensive to keep doing it once a month. It's the cost of the RT-PCR test is about 4,500 rupees or 5,000 rupees. So we don't recommend doing that. So what we tell people to do, this is a very standard. A lot of these patients have come to us where they've had a high viral load, but they don't seem to have any symptoms per se. But we still give them liver cure and Nutritone. We give them both. Typically, we give them Nutritone because we want to make sure that they eat properly, and that helps in digestion and in absorption of the food. So liver cure and Nutritone is always a mandatory combination that we give to people. So over 3 months, we start seeing a decrease in the viral load, and we keep giving it to them until the viral load comes down completely. And Dr. Ipsy says, can we give for continuous 1 year or 2 years? No, please give it continuously for 1 year and 2 years. Do not give any gaps in it. Please understand, the Basmas we are using is zinc. Zinc is a very important aspect, like I was discussing last week. It is required for so many different enzymes and so many different processes in the body. So it's zinc Basma that is one of the most important components of liver cure. And the way we make it and the way we process it is a proprietary process. And that's what is really making it so efficacious, along with the rest of the 19 compounds that's there inside.
And as far as Nutritone is concerned, so what exactly the costing of Nutritone and how much both, if we are giving, will cost in a month?
It's about 500 rupees both put together, give or take. I don't remember it right off the top of my head, but together, liver cure and Nutritone together is 500 rupees per month.
I don't think so. Maybe if it is 1,000 or maybe 2,000 maximum, I don't think so. It is a too much of cost, and so it is a very cost-effective solution which we can give on a long-term basis. and there are so many doctors who want information about your product, about your company. I request all the doctors either share your email ID, Dr. Rajkumar Gupta. You said that you need samples, so please share your email ID or contact number with us so that we can connect you with the company. And one
Even
more
Dr.
question. Yeah.
Even Dr. Sukumar Joshi, we try to connect you through the Facebook. I find that he is online today. Please share your email ID or your mobile number. We can tell you where you can get our products. I know you're from Bombay. We try to reach you, but we are not able to reach you.
Dr. Sukumar Joshi, you can please quickly just send your email ID or number to us, or maybe post in the comment section. So I request all the doctors who are listening to us. Dr. Jammi, one more question as far as liver cure is concerned, and maybe if it is any other product is also there. So as far as liver, we have understood about hepatitis B and C, it is quite effective. What about liver cirrhosis? Question number one. And second, as far as there are fatty liver as well, like grade 1 or grade 2, sometimes grade 2 or grade 3. In fact, Dr. Ipsita is also asking about fatty liver. So we have understood that as far as hepatitis B and C, there has to be for few months or maybe 1 or 2 years. Now let's have some more insight from you. If we have cases of fatty liver, what is the duration and how much the dose will be, and is there any significant decrease you people have seen as far as the fatty liver is concerned with these products? That is question number one. Like for example, grade 2 or grade 3 is reducing to grade 1, or size is becoming normal. It is a very common problem. So let's first start discussing the fatty liver, and then I will be coming up on the cirrhosis as well.
Fatty liver is one of the most common patients that we have. We encounter them on a very regular basis, and we help them get better in the matter of 3 to 6 months, depending upon the grade. If it's grade 3, it takes 6 months to 9 months. If it's grade 2, 3 to 6 months. If it's grade 1, within 3 months, they're feeling much better, completely normal. The size of the liver is reduced. So again, it's not something that is very uncommon. Fatty liver, pretty much everybody's got fatty liver nowadays, simply because of the lifestyle, the food habits, the way we sleep, the way we eat. All of those kinds of things have led to fatty liver. It's a lifestyle disease. We have been very successful in addressing them, and it's the same regimen. Depending upon the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, it's either 2 tablets 3 times a day or 2 tablets 2 times a day, along with Nutritone. Nutritone is the mandatory aspect of this particular treatment regimen.
Great. So I think with the same dose, we can also get results in the fatty liver. Now, if we talk about cirrhosis, and with cirrhosis, there are cases where ascites is there. The regular water is getting accumulated in the abdominal region, and they are draining it out. We have seen, and in our clinical practice also, there are few Ayurveda preparations who are quite effective. Personally, I have some experience, so but I have not. Maybe for liver and Nutritone, definitely I will be ordering after this webinar. I am using your Cystavit and other products. So, what about cirrhosis, by the way? And
cirrhosis also, we've got excellent data. As a matter of fact, what I will do next week is actually I shall present data about cirrhosis. Dr. Anita has collated a bunch of patients who have had cirrhosis, who have been recommended to undergo liver transplantation. We have shown that they have gotten better over a matter of a year or year and a half. And typically, ascites is a problem, esophageal varices is a problem, poor appetite obviously is a problem. So we treat the ascites with Redima, which is a diuretic. The esophageal varices we treat with Laksha capsules, which are made with Laksha churna and other ingredients in it, and liver cure and Nutritone. So this is a combination of 4. So the 2 new products that we have added here is not new. The 2 other products we have added here is Redima and Laksha to address the other concomitant problems that happen when you have cirrhosis. And this is something that we have had very significant and tremendous success over the years, over decades. As a matter of fact, what I will do next week is I will share the clinical data with you, so that you can compare it and you will be able to see the effect these medicines have had on people with cirrhosis.
Absolutely. So just I was just thinking, like, let's have another session, and maybe next week what we will do is we will have this case studies and clinical experiences which you people have as far as these diseases are concerned. So we will be focusing, and in fact, next to next also, let's have 2 more sessions on hepatic issues. So next week we will have again the entire team, And I request all the doctors to join us again next week. We will have some case studies. We will understand what are the various permutation and combination as far as the products Jammi Pharmaceutical having as far as the hepatic disorders are concerned. And the third week, I suggest and I propose, let's have more and more question answers and query discussion kind of session, so that these two sessions will serve as the pitch. We will circulate in our network also, in our like exhaustive network. We will circulate both videos, today video as well as the next week video, as the presentation, as the topics. And the third session will be just for the query discussion, so that all the doctors can have their queries. And now we can have these queries, and doctors are not in the mood of waiting. So I request Jammi Pharma to send them samples as soon as possible, because all of them are getting motivated by the excellent research you people are doing. Thank you, Dr. Anita, also for presenting the entire this research with us, and Mr. Madhusudan. We have some more questions quickly. I know that we are way ahead as far as our time is concerned, but let's quickly have a couple of more questions, and then we can conclude the session of the day. So Dr. Sukuma Joshi wants to understand that ascites at early stage. So what can be the dose?
Yeah, so the Redima is the tablets, the diuretic tablets. It's made of two different ksharas, Panavirladik Kshara and Kalyanak Kshara. We're probably the only company that has this particular combination. Depending upon the weight of the patient, we either say 2 tablets 3 times a day, or 3 tablets 3 times a day. Each tablet is 100 mg, so very small tablets, but they work very well in terms of diuresis.
Particularly what you are talking about ascites also, particularly where there is a water retention, fluid retention, Redima does work exceedingly well. That is what we were insisting upon. And we had Dr. Chavan. He has not mentioned his mobile number, or have mentioned. I have missed him. Dr. S.B. Dubey of Somwat, MP. I was writing his mobile number, it has skipped.
It is 98266.
We have all the details. Don't worry, Mr. Madhusudan. We have all the details in our records. What I will do is, after the session, we will post all the connect details with you in the group, and you people can connect with them. Don't worry, we have all the details with us. We will share all the details with you. Don't worry.
Okay, and Mr. Madhusudan will make sure that you get the samples. He will do the needful. So please don't worry.
Yeah, we'll discuss. I will discuss with them, and I'll assess the.
Yeah.
Let me work on that.
Yeah. So
sure.
So thank you so much again to all of you for joining, and I think this is a good time. We have a good set of people, and like lots of people, like doctors are posting their queries. I request to hold on. We have 2 more sessions specifically for liver disorders. We should dedicate 3 sessions at least to this organization, to these people who are working exhaustively on several hepatic issues. In our clinic, to be very honest, hepatitis C is a very challenging disease, which most of the herbal preparations are also not able to address. But today I came to know about your preparation, and definitely I will be the first person or giving a order. I want to start as soon as possible in my clinic, and I request all the doctors to start as soon as possible, because these people have tremendous product. I can vouch. I will be doing a couple of sessions. In fact, I will be presenting my case with Cystavit, an excellent product in PCOD, ovarian cyst, in several gynecological disorders. Yesterday only one patient came to us, and the entire, in fact, the radiologist of my area is calling me on regular basis. What you are doing? The cysts are getting vanished. PCOD is getting normal within 2 to 3 months. Like they are comparing the dates. Like it's just 2 months, 3 months, and cysts are gone. PCOD is gone. What you people are doing? Just let us know. And I have to be very honest. After adding Cystavit, it is acting as a catalyst, and remarkable, which we were seeing in 6 months or 8 months or 1 year. Just in 2 to 3 months, we are seeing that results. So
again, happy about it.
No, I can vouch on that, and Cystavit is remarkable. Second is Orthoraksha. We'll be doing orthopedic session with you people. And again, today one lady of around 70 years, she first time, in fact, thanked us that I am free from painkillers, from steroids, nothing I have to take. And this Orthoraksha standalone is able to heal her pain, inflammation, and the stiffness in the joints, along with a couple of Ayurveda oils and ointments. So again, an excellent product as far as Orthoraksha is concerned. So you have so many good products, and I think we will have much more sessions with you people in future. And I request all the doctors to get connected with this company as soon as possible, because the medicines and the product of Jammi Pharmaceutical will give you so much of fame, so much of name, so much of success. And the best part is, with single, maybe one or two products, you can manage the entire disease. Because in Ayurveda, people are very reluctant in eating so many medicines, so many churnas, squads. Generally, prescriptions are having 5, 6, or 8 to 10 medicines. But with these kind of proprietary medicines from Jammi Pharma, which is very rare in patent medicines I have seen, with a single or sometimes maximum 2 to 3 products, your entire prescription can be there, and you can manage the entire disease easily. So thank you so much for doing this, and we keep on getting now query. I think doctors are not in mood to leave us, but we have to be respectful with the time. Don't worry, we will have another session next week, same time, 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday. We will be coming up with Jammi Pharma team, and thank you so much for this exciting motivational response today. There is a flood of queries, and I will be sharing the entire detail with Mr. Madhusudan, and he will be asking his team to connect with all of you as soon as possible. And we again thank Dr. Anita for that excellent session, Dr. Narasimham Jammi for joining us, and Mr. Madhusudan. And thanks to all the doctors. Do let us know any other feedback, any other questions you can post in the comment section, and we will be taking it forward. Dr. Ipsita is saying she has already ordered Ortho Raksha. So thank you so much for your support, and definitely I can vouch on this product. We will be coming up with certain case studies also in future sessions. As far as Ortho Raksha is concerned, I have so many prescriptions and case studies with me as well. Excellent products. Thank you so much, and have a great week ahead. Thanks.
Can I have, you had asked one question about the vision of the company of reaching the customer.
Yeah.
Please. Can I take a minute? Yeah.
Yes, please.
The very fact that we have been looking at various platforms to reach out to customers, because we are placed in the southern part of India and we are functional mostly in the southern region of India. The very fact that we got this platform of Indian Vaidyas is with the intention of reaching out a lot of people, not only just for the sake of business sake, but to really spread the advantage of using our range of products and thereby benefit more number of patients with the successful stories we have for the past 100 years. That is the great, that is translate our experience of 100 years as a benefit to the patients across this country in this particular conditions or many other conditions also. Now it is a world of net, it is a world of World Wide Web. We have our mobile phones with us, we have our websites, we can reach out anywhere you want, anytime. Give us only your address and your requirement, and we'll talk to you, we'll get back to you, and we'll reach. Our aim is to spread the goodness of this particular range of products of ours to many more patients through qualified doctors like you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It has been a long evening. Okay.
Thanks.
Have a nice